What's up? What's up, guys? How are you doing today? Today, I wanted to talk to you about what I am calling the great forbearance scam of 2020. So before I get into that, if you guys have not yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you will get notifications when I make new videos or do live videos on YouTube. If you have any questions or comments after, go ahead and comment down below and I will respond to them personally. I greatly appreciate any interaction. I got plenty of time on my hands these days, and I apologize to those that responded years ago on stuff that I never got to the comments. I'm not very tech savvy, and so I missed out a lot on how easy it was for me to do all this, but I'm on top of it now. So if you have any comments, questions on anything, go ahead and comment below and I will personally get back to you on it. So I wanted to tell you about the great forbearance scam going on right now. And it reminds me, if you guys remember, if you're old enough, if you remember 2009, 2010, 11, what did they keep talking about back then? Predatory loans. And they would say, are you a victim of a predatory mortgage? And they convinced, they being the media and these lawyers putting on commercials on TV, convinced people that they were victims of this predatory mortgage and they shouldn't pay and that they were going to do all this great stuff for them. The reality is maybe it happened for some people, but for the masses, what happened is they didn't pay. And then by the time we got with them, they were in foreclosure. And then we're talking with them and they were like, well, no, the news said I had one of those predatory mortgages. And I'm like, listen, you want to play victim all you want. The reality is you signed the paper. You knew how much the interest rate was. You knew how much the monthly payment was. Just because the news told you now it was a predatory mortgage, you decided that you weren't going to pay for it. You didn't think you had to. Well, the reality is, yes, you still had to. Those people ended up all losing their houses. We're not talking about 2009, 10, 11, 12 now, but what we are talking about is in 2020, there's a similar thing going on where I keep seeing headlines and news talking about this forbearance programs, these forbearance, you don't have to pay your mortgage and all these wonderful things. But when you read the actual law and when you read the small print, right now it's 3 months and they're saying that you do not have to make a payment for 3 months. So that's great. If you're struggling, if you're having hard times, that's a great bonus for you. But what they're not telling you, and I can't speak for every mortgage company, just a few that I've looked at, which are the big ones, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, the end of those 90 days, all of it's due. All of those 3 payments you missed plus the next payment are all due. And if you don't pay it, you are in fact going to go into foreclosure. Now, some banks, and probably all of them, I suspect, will change to where they're going to say, okay, well, there's 3 payments and we're going to tack those onto the back of the mortgage, right? We're going to tack them onto the back. So then you feel good. Okay, I got away with 3 months. I didn't make a payment. But what they're not telling you is that it is going on your credit report. It is not going on as a delinquency. So let me clarify this for you. The law, the CARES Act, specifically said that they are not to report negative marks on your credit report for this forbearance program, which they're not. They're not saying you missed a payment. But they are making a note saying that you are in a forbearance program. 75 points. On average, 75 points on your credit report is going to come off for them putting this note on there saying that you're in a forbearance program. Not only are you going to lose those 75 points, if and when you go to apply for anything else, you are not going to get approved because they are going to see you're in a forbearance program. Who's going to want to give you a new loan where they saw on the last loan you didn't pay and took advantage of some kind of program so you didn't have to pay? So I'm calling it the great forbearance scam because people that can afford to pay, that have the money, and this is who I'm talking to. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. But if you have the money and you can afford to pay, this is where it gets tricky. The same thing with those predator mortgages. The people had the money, they agreed to that payment, but then they started seeing on the news, oh, I don't have to pay, like they won some kind of lottery. No, you didn't. If you have the money, I'm telling you, do anything and everything you can to pay your bills. Do not try and take advantage of the fact that they're saying, oh, you can get 3 months without making a payment. Come month number 4, they're going to want all of it. And if they don't, at the very least, it's going to destroy your credit. Not just in mortgages, they're doing the same thing with your utilities, your cable and your, maybe not cable, but your electric and your water bill. They're not shutting anybody off right now, right? So you may think, oh, I can go 3 months. Well, guess what? At the end of 3 months, they want it all. They want it all. So don't, if you have the money, pay your bills. I cannot stress this enough. I promise you, thousands and thousands of people are going to lose their homes because they believe right now that there's this program, they don't have to pay it. And then they're going to come calling July, August, whenever it may be. And they're not going to say, I need that $1,000 for August payment. they're going to say, oh no, I need $5,000 for those months you passed. And these people that don't understand it, they're running around throwing this money around like, woohoo, I'm living for free. They're not. It's going to all come calling to them when the markets and the courts open back up. And it's going to be a problem for them. So I'm telling you guys this in advance. If you're in that situation, just because your lender might be sending you things, are you having a hard time? Would you like us to delay the payment? Do not take advantage of it unless, in fact, you legitimately cannot pay it. But if you have the money to pay it, pay your bills. Don't take advantage of any of those programs. They are not for you. Those are for people who cannot pay their bills, and they're trying to help them to get through it. But if you're able to pay it, it's not free money. At the end, they're going to want it all. And in the process, it's going to destroy your credit, which is going to take you out of the game for the massive opportunities that are going to be upon us in 2021, 22, and 23. So you want your credit to be as impeccable as it can be. Don't let a little thing like getting 2 or 3 months off of your mortgage destroy your ability to make millions in the upcoming market that we're getting ready to take advantage of. All right. So I hope this video helps you guys. If you enjoy these videos, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I will send you updates when we put out new videos. I thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. You have a fantastic day.